I really should have thought ahead about this. It's pretty weird, it's so much easier to bar chord on that guitar. Like, the neck's just so much, it's so much freer. Just never goes out. It's cold. Might just be worth playing it again, right? Remember that summer, we sang songs to the sun. We laughed and danced, it's just... So, how do I start this? And Summer Antonia. So, you know, debut album, it's pretty exciting. It all kind of started like 2 years ago, maybe a bit more than that. And it's taken me a long time to kind of get it finished, but you know, the whole thing started off as like a concept. Like I had an idea of something I wanted to write about, and it was going to tell the story of like just a relationship in summer. So it starts off about something, and the songs would tell this story about how summer relationships are really beautiful, but they don't, you know, they might not always work out once you get past the beautifulness of summer. As I kind of started writing it, you know, it kind of didn't take that turn. It kind of went into a different direction. I guess the whole thing really is just like an ode to my guitar, because it, you know, my guitar is called Summer Antonia, because the first track is the opener, Summer Antonia, and it really kind of tells the story of like how I've had my guitar for like 12 years. Like no matter how much shit kind of goes bad, you still got your guitar, you've still got the music and stuff. So I kind of wanted just to write a short thing about my guitar, and then the whole album became a huge dedication to it. Remember that summer, we sang songs to the sun. You know, Remember That Summer, I think, was one of the last tracks that I wrote for the album. And weirdly enough, it came quite quickly, because I had the riff, which just kind of came out of nothing. And then I was thinking about a relationship I had when I was like 16. And, you know, it's something I'd never really written about before. So I kind of wanted to tell the story about this relationship I had throughout the duration of summer. It's just a nice little song about being 16 and pretending you're in love for 2 months. I've been searching for self-isolation. Through Gaia I found peace, which I understand sounds a bit pretentious when you just kind of say it like that, but the song kind of generated through my love for Final Fantasy IX. And every time I've always had a breakup in the past, the first thing I've done is gone back and play Final Fantasy IX from start to finish. That song is basically me singing about how much I love Final Fantasy IX. We're the best thing about that summer, oh yeah. I think I must have written it maybe 9 years ago, and I was kind of thinking about a girl that I'd gone out with absolutely ages ago, and it was just a nice, you know, a nice, gentle, simple song, and the lyrics are just about that, you know, that desperate memory about wanting to relive that moment you had with that someone, even though it didn't last very long. For however long, she would just be the best thing about that summer. The emotion's there, man. You know, it's just a pretty song that maybe people will have sex to one day. It's only a short, like 50-second track. You know, it's a really old guitar riff that my friend wrote. We used to play in a little acoustic band together called An Early Sunset, and this guitar riff was just sitting on my 8-track for like 11 years or whatever. I think it must have been about 4 years ago I found it, and all that was on it was 2 guitars, 2 or 3 guitars, and like 1 vocal. So I kind of took it, added the harmony parts on, and then forgot about it for another 4 years. And then when I was just flicking through the 8-track, I found this song, and I was like, oh man, this would be like a perfect interlude for the track. Like it doesn't say a lot, it just kind of, you know, it's just like a little break.
Wandering, butterfly.
But then, you know, I think the next one is Wandering Butterfly. Like, I mean, this song has kind of got weird origins because a friend of mine was traveling for a while, and I always used to like start or finish the message like with the name Wandering Butterfly, you know, and because she's a beautiful soul, man, so it just seemed to fit. And then I started writing the words, and you know, it starts off like Wandering Butterfly, your beauty's origins come from African skies, and at the time I was studying Black history in college, and the song kind of took a whole different meaning to what it originally started out. Like, you know, she definitely inspired the song, but then as the song goes on, it kind of talks about the subjugation of Black history, and you know, I think if you listen to the song, there's a few lyrics in there that kind of bring out that feel. But you know, I'll never forget those lessons, man. My teacher was absolutely awesome, and I really learnt a lot about my ancestry and the history of part of my family. And you know, that song is, I guess it's like an ode to all those people that kind of got lost along the way. And I think it's one of the best. I think it's one of the best lyrics I've ever written.
But we'll dance towards the sky.
But then you kind of come on to, you know, Dance Towards the Sky, and I actually thought of that song while I was doing some food shopping, and I was walking down to Morrison's, and I started singing this line, you know, if you want to change the world, then we better fall asleep, which doesn't really make any sense, but the song is ultimately about dreaming, and you know, and to change things and make huge differences and whatnot, you need to dream. And I think it's one of the few songs on the album that's got, well, I think they're all kind of spiritual in a sense, but this one really kind of puts it out there, like, you know, we'll fly towards the sun and we'll become gods. Like, you know, I'm quite a big fan of mythology and stuff, and it's kind of crept into the songwriting.
And some will rise, and some will fall.
You know, some will rise. Even now that I've listened to it over and over and again, like I've had the album on repeat for days because I just want to make sure I like it. And you know, I always kind of feel like I missed the mark with it. You know, lyrically and musically and stuff. It hasn't got the same oomph, I think, as the others, but I kind of feel like I should have done it better. Ultimately, you know, it's just another song about, you know, digging deep and like trying to be the best that you can be in whatever walk of life you want to do.
Can I ask for your love?
We've got Zazu, which weirdly enough seems to have been my most popular song to date. And you know, that one is also about my friend who went traveling, like, because we used to nickname her Zazu, and she really inspired the song. Like, I guess it's like a love song, maybe, I don't know. You could probably play it at the end of a film, like when the man goes and grabs the woman, he's like, baby, I love you. You know, you could play Zazu in the back and it would all just make sense, you know. If you're ever having doubts about your relationships, play Zazu, it'll all just, life will fall into place. And then you can go and have sex to it, like, and then email me about how good it was, or how weird it was having my voice in the background. It's your choice.
If this is the end, I'm glad I died with you.
And then, you know, the last track is it's almost like a three-parter about the end of the world. You know, and And I think I recorded it in 3 different parts because I wanted to tell 3 different stories, essentially about the same girl, which again is inspired by my friend, and you know, it's called Traverse with Me Gamgee, which is essentially her last name. The first part kind of talks about how you you know you will find this no matter what you do, you will do anything to be with this person. If it meant you could just try, you know, if you could travel the universe together, you figure out what it's like to be people. And in the next part, you know, you're kind of witnessing the end of the world, but you've made a promise with this person to survive together, no matter how bad things are. You're like, if we have to do it alone, then we'll go together alone. If you didn't make it, you'd be happy to die with that person because that's all you need. Last part is about surviving the end of the world, and you just look out, man, at all the destruction, and you're like, shit, we made it. You know, and obviously, if the world floods, Sheffield will be safe because we're like thousands of miles above sea level. Like I said, it started off as a concept album and then just completely didn't take that tone. It just went a whole nother way. Uh, but I think it was better that I didn't try and make it a concept. It was just let it flow. It's kind of almost tells the story I wanted it to, but with a bit more apocalypticness and a bit more sorrow. But overall, I'd consider it a joy. But you know, I guess that's what it's like when you spend most of your life playing a guitar, you know. So, you know, I hope if my guitar listens to it when I'm not around, she really enjoys it. Otherwise, it'll be a terrible shame.
I'll carry you till the world falls apart.
There you are.